What is up guys, my name is the Eagle Source and welcome to some Medal of Honor gameplay that I think you guys are going to not really enjoy so much. Now, I know this is odd, but here's why. This is my first game I ever had of Medal of Honor in this particular game type. So, I'd never played this game type before, I've never played this map before, but I went in there and kind of tried to win the game. I played sort of, you know how it is when you join a game and you lose immediately. That happened the preceding game. I joined a game, ran for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and then we lost apocalyptically. And then the game after this as well, we just got destroyed. So, again, it's about the context of it. I went into this game knowing that all I'm going to do is try and win. I'd never played this map before, had not really any clue what I was doing, but I just decided I'm gonna make sure we get the win. And on the last base of the map, you know what, we do get the win, and it's basically because of me. Well, at least 50% or so. Now the gameplay itself is not the best. I get a decent score, but I think I get 39 kills and 19 deaths. I know I'm ruining the final score for you, and what happens in the gameplay, that's kind of the way I roll, and I don't really care. And it needs to be said to explain the gameplay that you're seeing. Again, I was just going for the win. I wasn't really trying to get a gameplay out of it. It was my first game on this map. I wasn't expecting anything, but I did get 39 kills, so I feel like I should upload it, even if I did get 20 deaths or so. And the other reason why I'm uploading this particular gameplay, other than to preach, go for the win, is because it's kind of a good length. Because I want to talk about Medal of Honor Warfighter, because I know this game got a lot of hate on launch. The review scores weren't that great. Everyone inevitably compared this to Bad Company 2, and I don't think it's as good as Bad Company 2, but I still think it's an extremely solid game. In the same way that, say, Homefront or Homefront, Medal of Honor are the kind of really solid, fun shooters that make a really good change from the normal Call of Duty and Battlefield stuff, because they get very stale if you play them for a long time, and this is something that reviewers don't really take into account. So these games can be excellent if you play them in that kind of reason, for those kind of reasons, because it's nice to have a change every now and then, and that's kind of why I picked up Medal of Honor in the sale in the first place. So let's get into the Medal of Honor details, because more details have emerged about it, and that's left me very excited about it, to say the very least. So the thing that's making me very, very excited is, of course, the fact that the game is going to be built upon the Frostbite 2 engine. Now, obviously, we know the Frostbite 2 engine. It's a very significant engine in the gaming world, because Frostbite 2 was, of course, used in Battlefield 3, and let's face it, it's one of the most spectacular pieces of developmental software I've ever seen. The Frostbite 2 looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I had my fair share of problems with Battlefield 3, I have my fair share of problems with this game, but either way, I'm excited just because of that inclusion. Frostbite 2 is the best looking engine I know of right now, and I'm very excited about that. I've already mentioned that DICE will not return for Warfighter to develop its multiplayer, and Danger Close will be developing both. I assume this is kind of to give DICE more time or whatever to work on their next Battlefield title. It's inevitable. Bad Company 3 is probably going to come out maybe this year, maybe early next year, if it follows the previous Bad Company's release kind of date. It will probably come out early next year. And Medal of Honor, DICE were busy developing Medal of Honor, and they were developing, in the early stages of developing Battlefield 3 as well. So I think maybe that's good for Battlefield's sake, and obviously the Battlefield franchise is something that I love to play. I've been playing it for years now, so That's why I still play it, because frankly Battlefield 3 is a little bit of a disappointment. I don't think it will be to the same extent after the patch, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm a little bit disappointed in the game itself after its launch. There's not really much more that I can say about that other than after the patch I think most of the problems I have with it will be fixed, so that's good. But I feel like maybe perhaps developing the multiplayer for this Medal of Honor at the beginning of what should, I suppose, have been Battlefield 3's beginning of its developmental cycle. I think maybe that might have influenced the way that the Battlefield 3 turned out. So we've got single player and multiplayer from Danger Close. There's going to be a co-op mode. It's confirmed. The game's plot hasn't been revealed yet. The only information that was revealed is that there will be 4 new units who will be added alongside the old units who starred in Medal of Honor. So what that basically means is that on top of the US Special Forces and the Taliban, who are not called Taliban, there's going to be other special forces will be represented in the game. So the SAS are going to be there, the British SAS, of course, the beasts from Britain, not really. The Australian SASR will be there, the Polish GROM will be there, and the German KSK will be in there. That's a report from OXM US magazine. So that's an interesting development. I'm kind of very excited as to what that will actually mean. I suppose in the single player it means there'll be maybe loads of different stories coinciding, but I'm not really too sure what that will have in terms of effects on the multiplayer, but we'll see. I think maybe it's probably just going to do what Modern Warfare 3 does, which is quite frankly completely meaningless. The only reason why the factions were meaningful in Medal of Honor, the original one in any case, was because one of them was the Taliban, and it created a huge amount of controversy around the whole Taliban name, all of which I do not understand, and I think is completely kind of a complete overreaction, but that's kind of why the publicity is there. Modern Warfare 3, you spawn more like Call of Duty games, which are shit, admittedly, but I think if I'm right in saying that you spawn as like different factions, like the SAS and stuff, but they don't really mean anything gameplay-wise. So maybe, I don't know, maybe Warfighter will have specific weapons for specific factions, different like it already does with the original Medal of Honor. We'll see, but either way, I'm quite interested to see where this is going. Moving on from that, there isn't a huge amount more to say. It's believed that Preacher, Voodoo, and Mother will return from the original game. I know they're from the campaign. I've only played a little bit of the campaign thus far. As you guys know, I told you in my last commentary, I've been very much struggling for time recently, so I haven't really had time to play all that much. Tonight, all I've been doing is work and doing this commentary, so you better appreciate it. No, that's not what I mean, but I've wanted to get this information out because I'm kind of combining lots of different information sources together. So we'll see where this is going. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so those characters that I mentioned are returning. I'm very interested, by the way, as to the rumour, which is the Wii U. Now, I sold my Wii to get a Vita, my old Wii. I bought it really cheap at like a garage type sale thing, second hand. So I didn't like it, admittedly. The only thing I played on it was Guitar Hero. I have no idea why I bought Guitar Hero on Wii, but that's what I did back in the day. Other than, I didn't really like the Wii. I feel like it was too casual. I had the PS3 and the Wii. I basically bought them at around the same time. PS3 had better graphics. It's basically as simple as that. Why wouldn't you play on the PS3? So it didn't really make much sense to me to play on that. So, but I am very intrigued by the Wii U as its prospects. Although it comes across to me like it's not a new console. It's it's a device designed for Nintendo to sort of carry them over until the actual next generation. Because let's be frank, okay? The Wii's sales are completely drying up because people realise that HD graphics you can only get them on the PS3 or Xbox 360, and in that respect the Wii is lacking, and it's not selling because of that. And I think I killed myself. No, I didn't kill myself. Never mind. So I'm intrigued by that, but there's a lot of rumours obviously circulating due to the release time, which coincides with the release of the new hardware. There's a lot of speculation about whether Medal of Honor Warfighter will be released on the Wii. I personally don't think it will be. I just get the impression that it won't be, because I get the impression that Nintendo's associated with a more casual audience, and it won't make any real difference. And it won't potentially, perhaps, I don't know, but it won't maybe sell on the Wii. But then again, you got to remember the communities that circulate on YouTube. The Modern Warfare 3 Wii community, for example, has a much bigger following than the Battlefield community that I represent. So I'm in no place to say that say that it shouldn't be. We'll see. It's interesting. I don't know whether whether new hardware is dropping just too soon for it, but I'm very interested by that rumor nevertheless. Another thing I'm very interested by is whether Xbox 360, what kind of developments are going to happen between now and October 2012, which is when the game is supposedly going to be released. It's obviously just speculation at the moment, but we'll see what happens. I'm very interested to see whether this will follow the Battlefield 3 model, because obviously the Xbox 360 lacks Blu-ray, and because of that lack, Battlefield 3 had to be shipped on 2 discs. I think one for the single player and one for the multiplayer, but you can install one of them onto your hard drive. I think I'm right in saying that's what it had. That's what it followed. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but I'm pretty sure that was the model that they followed. So I'm very intrigued to see whether that will happen again. If it does, I think if Medal of Honor does do this, it's pretty clear that lots of games are going to be doing this until the next Xbox is launched. And I'm very intrigued by this. I'm looking forward to Microsoft's response. What it does about Blu-ray. Will it launch a new console? A lot of people have been talking about Microsoft and Sony announcing new hardware this year, because they're trying to. It's kind of like a sort of Cold War mentality, I call it. I laughed so hard when I contemplated this issue before doing this commentary. The whole Cold War mentality. We've got to get our hardware out before you do to get the sales, because Sony don't want to be behind like they were with the PS3. It's dented them, no doubt. So it's very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to this. I feel like I feel like Microsoft is going to announce new hardware soon, just because of that issue. Because I think I can think of examples. I can't remember by name apart from Battlefield 3, but I can think of examples where games have had to launch on 2 discs. I'm not slamming the Xbox 360 as far as I'm concerned. Platform doesn't really matter all that much. I just prefer PS3, but that's my opinion. It doesn't. I don't hate on other people's opinions. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a fag. So I'm just very interested to see whether Microsoft will announce new hardware between now and then. But yeah, I don't really know why I got onto this, but it's just kind of interesting. The thing that I thought of when I saw Wii U on this game's Wikipedia page. Other than those details, there's not really much more to say. Please like, subscribe, and peace. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it informative. Take care, guys. Goodbye.